All right, guys, for today's lesson, we're on day 3 of working with real-world problems and algebraic expressions. Looking at our objective, it says I can solve real-world problems involving algebraic expressions. Looking at number 1, it says Mr. P is selling popcorn and ice cream at the state fair. Mr. P sold X popcorn for $3 each. He sold 10 ice creams for $2 each. So first we need to highlight all of our key details. So we know that Mr. P sold X popcorn at $3 a piece, and he sold 10 ice creams for $2 each. Looking at part A, it says find the price of how much money Mr. P made in terms of X. So we're trying to find out how much money he made at the state fair. So if we know that Mr. P sold popcorn and he sold X pieces of popcorn for $3 a piece, we would multiply $3 by X. Looking at his ice cream, we know he sold ice cream. He sold 10 of them at $2 a piece. We have to multiply $2 by 10. So when we simplify this, we get $2 times $10 gives us 20. So he made $20 off his ice cream. Now with this information, we need to create an algebraic expression so we can find out how much money he made in total at the state fair. So we know he sold popcorn for $3 a piece. We don't know how much he made, so we represent that by, or how much he sold, so we're going to represent that by X. We're trying to find out how much he made, so we're going to add the $20 that he made from selling ice cream. And this would be our algebraic expression and our answer for part A. Looking at part B, it says if Mr. P sold 20 popcorns, how much money did he make in total? So now we know the value of X. X equals 20. He sold 20 pieces of popcorn. Our algebraic expression we created so we can find out how much he's made, we're going to use. So we know that he sold popcorn for $3 a piece. We didn't know how much, so it was our variable was X plus 20, because that's how much he made for his ice cream. We now know the value of our variable, so we can do $3 times the 20 pieces of popcorn he sold, plus the $20 that he made from his ice cream. $3 times 20 equals $60 he made at the state fair from his popcorn, plus the $20 that he made from his ice cream. When we add those together, he made a total of $80 at the state fair. That's our answer for part B. Looking at our second problem, it says Mrs. Jackson went to the grocery store and bought fruit. She bought 5 bags of apples with 10 in each bag, and she bought N bags of grapes. With all the fruit that she bought, she wants to split half of it with her neighbor. So looking at all this information, we need to highlight all the key details. So we know that she bought 5 bags of grapes. In each bag there were 10 apples. And she also went to the store and bought N bags of grapes, so we need to highlight that as well. With whatever fruit that she bought, she wants to split half of it with her neighbor. So those are all of our key details that we need to pay attention to. Looking at part A, it says find how much fruit Miss Jackson would have left in terms of N. So we're trying to find out how much she would have left in terms of N. Well, we know that her apples, she bought 5 bags of them with 10 per bag. So we need to multiply each bag by 10. When we multiply that together, we get 50. So she had 50 apples. And we know for grapes, she had N. She bought N bags of grapes. We don't know how many bags she bought. And lastly, her neighbor, she's going to split half of her fruit with. So looking at all of this information that we have combined it together, we need to write an algebraic expression. So we know that she has 50 apples. We don't know how many bags of grapes that she bought, so we need to add, because we're trying to figure out how much in total she had. Add n and divide all of it by 2 because she's splitting half of it with her neighbor. And this would be our answer for part A. If we were to write this on a keyboard, it would look like this. So we would write 50 plus n divided by 2. So this is our answer for our keyboard, if we were to how to type it in. Looking at part B, it says if Mrs. Jackson bought 10 bags of grapes, we now know that how many bags of grapes she bought, how much fruit did she have left? Well, we now know the variable n equals 10. So now we can use our algebraic expression that we've created right here to find out how much fruit she would have left. So 50 plus n divided by 2. When we substitute the value of our variable in, we get 50 plus 10 divided by 2. And then 50 plus 10 equals 60 divided by 2 gives us 30. So she had 30 pieces of fruit after she has split it with her neighbor. Looking at our first practice problem, it says Marley went to the basketball game at her school. There were Y students there, and there were 50 more staff members than there were students. So we need to first highlight all of our key details. So we know that there were Y students at the basketball game, and that however many students there were, that there were 50 more staff members. So those are all of our key details. Part A is going to ask us to find the number of staff members in terms of A. So if you want to go, or terms of Y, if you want to go ahead and stop the video and try answering part A on your own, and we'll come back and see if we have the same answer. Okay, so if there were staff members, there were Y of them, and students, there were, or if there was Y students, oops, I wrote that backwards. There were Y students, and there were 50 more staff members than there were students. We need to create an algebraic expression so we can find out in terms of staff members how many there were. So if we had Y plus 50, this would be our answer for part A, our algebraic expression. Part B is asking us if there were 35 students at the basketball game, how many staff members there were. So we're trying to figure out how many staff members there were. Well, now we know what the value of our variable is, y equals 35, and we use this algebraic expression right here to find out how many staff members there were. So y plus 50. If you want to go ahead and stop the video and try answering part B on your own, we'll come back together and see if we have the same answer. Looking at part B, so we can substitute the value of our variable in. So now we have 35 plus 50, because 35 represents how many students there were, and 50 represents that there were 50 more staff members than there were students. So when we add these two together, our answer is 85. So there were 85 staff members at the basketball game. Lastly, looking at our last practice problem, it says Leslie saved all of her money for doing her chores in her piggy bank. She opened it one day and counted Z $5 bills and two $10 bills. So we need to highlight all of our key terms. So we know that she counted Z $5 bills and two $10 bills. Part A is asking us to find the total amount of money that she has in terms of Z. So we're trying to find out how much money she has in terms of Z. If you want to go ahead and stop the video and try part A on your own, and we'll come back together and see if we have the same answer. So if we know that when she opened it, that for her $5 bills, she had Z of them. And for her $10 bills, she had 2 of them. Well, we need to multiply these together because we're trying to figure out how much money she had in total. So we multiply 5 times Z. We get $5 times Z. We're trying to figure out how much money in total, so we need to add. And we multiply 2 times 10 because she had 2 $10 bills. We get $20. And this would be our final answer for part A, for figuring out how much money she would have in total, because we do not know the value of our variable. Looking at part B, it says if she had 5 $5 bills, how much money did she have in total? So now we know the value of our variable Z equals 5. And our original algebraic expression to figure out how much money she had, we created right here, was $5 times Z plus $20. You can go ahead and stop the video and try answering part B on your own, and we'll come back together and see if we have the same answer. So looking at part B, when we substitute the value of our variable in, we get $5 times 5 plus $20. And $5 times 5 of them gives us $25 plus the $20 she had in her piggy bank as well. And 25 plus 20 gives us the answer of $45. So she had $45 in her piggy bank.